Welcome to Storybird. Storybird is a wonderful web tool for creative writing. Students select artwork to help guide their stories. This site can be used as a whole class, small groups, partners, or individually. Students can also spend time reading the public stories or stories submitted to their class library if they belong to a class account created by a teacher. One way that I have used Storybird with my class is for reading. Storybird has many published stories in the public gallery. There are different options to explore for reading. You can select stories to read based on featured stories, authors, or story spotters. Or you may choose to read a story from New and Noted. New and Noted stories are fresh stories suggested by story spotters and selected by Storybird editors. As you can see, on the left-hand side, there are also other categories to select stories to read. There are also stories that are categorized by age. If I'm interested in reading a story about animals, I can click on the category for animals, and it will take me to a growing collection of the best stories and authors dabbling in the animals category. In order to read a story, I can click on the right-hand side of the book to turn the page, or I can click on the bottom right corner of the book and it will bring me to full screen view. If I ever want to get out of full screen, I just need to click the escape key. So this is another way that I can view one of the stories. If you're interested in setting up an account, click on Sign Up for Free. You can then decide if you want a regular account, a teacher class account, or an account for a child under 13. I'm going to select Teacher Class. In this next step, you would decide on your username. You would need to put your email address in, and then create your password. If you're interested in the terms of service, be sure to read that. And then you would click on Create an Account. Once I've entered in my username, password, and email, and I've accepted the terms, it's going to ask me for my class name, my school, my country, my zip code, my grade level, and my class subjects. I'm going to click on Create Account. If I want to upload an avatar, I can do that right here, or I can do that later. It will then ask me if I want to see the plans for the Pro account, or if I want to proceed as a free user. Right now I'm going to proceed as a free user. Because I have a new account, Storybird recognizes that I have a new account and is showing me how I can write, how I can search for stories, or how I can read stories. I would like to create a story to share with my class, so I'm going to click on Create. Art is already appearing for me to choose from, so I can choose from the art that's showing up on the side here. Or I can take a look at the different tags for the artwork and choose my art that way. The really great thing is if I have no idea what I want to write about, I can use the art to help guide my story. So I'm going to take a look at these different tags, and let's see here. I'm going to choose art that has been tagged as happy, so I'm going to click on happy, and I'm going to zoom out a little bit so you can see all the different pieces of art that have been tagged with the word happy. So this looks great. Looks like I want to write a story with this art, so I'm going to click on Use This Art for a story. It's now going to take all of that awesome artwork and put it into a canvas for me, a blank canvas. So all the artwork is showing up on the side here, and I can click on one of the pieces of art, and it's going to get a little bit bigger because sometimes it's hard to see because it's so small. And I can click on this, and then I can start dragging it in. You can decide how you want to organize your art, if you want it over on the left side or the right side. And then as you can see, you can type on the right side, or if I drag this piece of art in here, my words go to the left. Some art allows you to cover the entire page. Some art allows you to move the art up at the top as well. So once you have decided on the artwork that you'd like to choose, it all fills into a canvas where you can drag it to create your book. If you want to add more pages to your story, if you look over at the right, there's a plus sign over here to add a page, so I can click on that to add a page. You can also see that you can create a cover for your story. I'm going to choose the classic look. You can also customize the colors for your cover, and you can choose a different piece of art to drag in for your cover as well. So I'm going to drag a couple of different pieces of art in to decide on my cover. I like this one. Here's where I can type my title. It's important to remind students that they shouldn't put their first and their last name on their book. It defaults to the username, so they should be okay because the student should not have their first name and last name in their username, but they could put by Susie. Oh, and Storybird also reminds us, no last names, please use a first name, pen name, or nickname. So it looks like I am done with my story for the day. If I click on menu, I have the ability to save and close. I can publish it, or I can invite a collaborator to work with me. That could be another student, that could be the teacher. So that's one of the great features in Storybird, is to work with other students to create stories. So I'm going to actually click on publish, so you can see what that looks like to publish a story. You have the ability to change your title if you need to, or change the cover once you're trying to publish. Students have the ability to put a summary in, to choose the genre of the story, to tag it, and then to choose their audience for the story. Now, this is a little bit different because I'm in a teacher account, and the teacher account allows you to publicly submit your stories, but in a class account, the great thing about it is that the student stories stay private within your class library. So in a student account, the stories are always private.